My name is Coach E. Pierre. I am your Mind and Mental podcast host. I'm also your discipline and confidence coach, also your self love journey coach. We are here with my brother, Coach Derrick.
Hey,
You want to
hey,
introduce yourself?
hey, everybody. My name is Coach Derrick, and I'm a certified healing journey coach and relationship coach. And I help you work on your healing before you go back outside to date again so you can do it better. And if you're already in a relationship, I help you do that better too. And the third one, which a lot of you guys fall into, if you just want to be single, being a better version of yourself doesn't hurt either. So that's
Facts.
all I got, bro.
I agree with that though, 100%. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys want to follow him on any social media platform, all his social medias will be in the description. So make sure you guys definitely give him a follow on YouTube and TikTok. I have both of those in the description as well. If you guys are watching from Twitch, I do appreciate you guys for watching, as well as YouTube and Facebook. Today's topic, though, I think this topic is more so for the men. You know what I'm saying? In regards to this topic
Yeah,
itself that we
yeah,
picked. Because especially with the video that you sent me, that video was powerful.
yeah,
You know that video
yeah,
was. I might play it during the live. I'm not gonna lie to you,
yeah.
just so that we can get a feel of what the
Yeah,
conversation is
I'm
gonna be
I'm
like.
glad I'm glad that more men are starting to speak up about these things.
Yeah,
That makes me feel good because that silent thing is a
it's a killer.
unaliver killer, whatever you I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on TikTok unalive. I wanna
yeah, but
so
it
I
is a
don't mess
killer.
up. But yeah,
No,
it
but it
does.
is a killer. That silent, that suppression of trauma and triggers, and thinking that you have to find a way to just keep suppressing it and constantly suppressing it. It's a dangerous game to play because
Yeah,
at some point in time, that thing is going to erupt,
yeah.
and we see it a lot, right? We all know that a lot of men's first emotion is anger, right? We
Hmm.
lash out, we explode because we don't know how to handle what we're holding on to, what we're suppressing. So when you see gentlemen that are finally opening up, like Derek said, about the things that they're struggling with, and they're willing to admit that they're really struggling, that they don't like the life that they're living because they don't feel good. that
Yeah,
that conversation needs to be happening more.
yeah,
And this is where this topic came from, because we've had a lot of men finally opening up, and I'm proud of that. I've seen
yeah,
it. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you got I give shout out to Dame, because Dame's been
Hmm.
opening up a lot more with what he's been going through. I give it to, I gotta give it to Keith Short and the men over there as well, because they have those conversations sometimes as well, and then they're not
Yeah,
willing to just let it go by the wayside, because
yep.
it's one of those things that's really important to have. Like, men need to open up and speak more about it. But we're gonna dive into a little bit deeper than most would. We're kind of gonna let you guys hear the perspective of how deep and how dangerous it can be when you suppress these things, right? So I
Yeah,
had created something earlier today. It was suppression versus regulation. So pretty much suppression would be you, like I said, holding it, pushing it down, finding something to cope with it versus
hmm,
versus deal with it. And then you have regulations when you're acknowledging it, you're managing it, and you're aware that you're dealing with these things, and you try to find the tools or the assistance, coaching, right, or therapy, to
hmm.
actually handle these things that you're dealing with, i.e., traumas and triggers, right?
Yeah,
Now, the thing that we spoke about, hey, Tanya, the thing that we spoke about was the avoidance. A
hmm.
lot of men do avoid these things, right? And it could be multiple reasons, right? It could be the inner child, like we always talk about,
Right.
playing that catch up game, that let's play tag game. I'll
Yeah,
take control, then you take control, or I'll just
yeah,
take complete control and you can't find me. Good luck trying to
yeah,
find me, type of thing.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Or it can be just overall being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Me and him were on a live the other day, actually yesterday,
Yep.
and we pretty much having this conversation yesterday on men having to constantly overwhelm themselves,
Yeah.
work 3 or 4 jobs, having
Yeah.
to be the provider, to the point where they no longer have a capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're kind of just running on air.
Yeah.
Kind of speak about that.
It's it's um it's unfortunate, and I think a lot of times some men will want to blame their significant other for the reasons why that they feel like they have to suppress. But I think that, by how we grow up, by how we're conditioned, by how society views us, I think we do it to ourselves mostly. And then we put ourselves in romantic situations and we
Mhm.
don't know how to navigate that. Like if
Right.
we're single and we're suppressing it, it's cool. But
Mhm.
when you add in a family that you're responsible for, sometimes and I only can say this from experience, sometimes we put it on ourselves that they feel like we should be doing all of this stuff instead of
Mhm.
saying, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Can you help me? That's one of the hardest things that I had to do
Yeah.
was to admit that I couldn't handle it all myself. But I know that I am and you are not, like, we are going against how we were programmed. But most men, because they survive so long like this, they feel like they have to, like they don't have another choice. And so when
Yeah.
you do that, there's some men that will stick it out and they'll say I'm fine, but a lot, I would say the majority, there's some suffering that goes on underneath there that they will never tell. And sometimes that suffering will put you in the hospital. Sometimes
Yeah.
that suffering, that stress, it's a lot to carry. And
Mhm.
sometimes even suppressing is like we talked about the inner child. Sometimes you saw your dad do it, right?
Yeah.
You might have saw somebody in your
Welcome in,
family
everybody.
just push it down, and that's all you knew how to handle things. And then your friends and society and maybe some ex-girlfriends that, the whole you ain't a real man unless you do XYZ. So now it's coming at you from all sides. And if you don't have the awareness of yourself to say, wait, I can't do it. Wait, I'm depressed. Like I'm not feeling like myself. If you don't do that, where does it go? It's still
And
in your body.
it's still
So
there. It doesn't go anywhere. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, let's take a step back, right? Because you mentioned them seeing it as a child, right? So pretty much a part of their lived experience. So everything that well seems normal to what the societal norm of a man is what they seen, right? Because that's what they were taught,
yeah,
right? Now, unfortunately, with today's economy, right? Because I always have to bring that up. Societal norms don't work, right?
yeah,
If it's for you, it's for you, right? Cool. That's what you want to do. Nobody can stop you from doing that. But you have to be realistic with what you're putting your body through, right? As a
yeah,
man, right? What you're putting your body through, what you're putting your mental through. Like Derrick said, it could put you in the hospital. Like your
yeah,
stress level go through the roof without you even knowing what's causing the stress, right?
yeah,
But inside we know what's really causing the stress. We're
yeah,
not vocalizing it, but we
yeah,
know what we know the problem. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? We know the problem. We don't know who we can talk to when that happens. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Who can we actually open up and vocalize that to without us feeling like we're going to be attacked or having to be on defense mode when we're actually just trying to find a place where we can just release.
yeah. It's hard. It's if you really think about this, right? Just as a human being, and in this era that we're in, right? There was a time way back when a person could work one job, have a home, support their family.
Hmm.
We don't live in those times anymore.
Right.
So now, if societally, most people have a side hustle. They
Hmm.
work in a second job, maybe they work in a third job, and people have always worked multiple jobs, but not in mass like this. I don't think. Like
No.
I think a lot of people have side hustles in let's say the baby boomer generation. They didn't have to worry about that,
Right.
right?
Right.
So now you have the second job, the side hustle, whatever it is that you have to focus on, and the full
Hmm.
time job. And then, boom, you're a parent. Boom, you in a relationship. So now, as if learning a partner or dealing with relationship stuff wasn't enough, you got to add all of that on top of it, and then find the space to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Where do you do that?
It's
It
not an easy
it
thing.
technically makes sense that people or men won't have a space to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone said, "Hey, find some time to breathe and talk about how you feel about your day," they're gonna be like, "I get,
How?
I have my outside of my schedule. I come home and eat and go to bed and rinse and repeat."
That's it.
So if
That's
I
it.
if I then as a man who's conditioned to not share, even if I wanted to, where would I put it? Where would I feel even? And this doesn't even have anything to do with the woman or whoever is in a relationship with him. He don't even know where to put it. But what he does is he goes back to muscle memory and training, which means just shut up and do it. Just keep going.
It's
and
easy,
yeah,
because it's easier that way because it's something that they already know, right? Imagine trying to try something new that you don't know the outcome of. You know what I'm saying? And then the outcome is it's a bad outcome. You're never gonna want to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So they go, it's easier to be like, all right, you know what? I'm used to just being on survival mode. Let me go back to being on survival mode because it's safer for me there because I know what the outcome is gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna be exhausted. Yeah, I'm gonna be tired. Yeah, it might possibly put me in the hospital, but you know what? It's still safer because I know the outcome.
Yeah, and
Does that sound crazy?
the part that I think sometimes doesn't get spoken about, and I don't want to pretend like women don't go through, a lot of women don't go through some of these similar things because a lot of women have had to get it out the mud and work 3 jobs to support a kid. Maybe the father may not be there or whatever. Maybe he is there, he just ain't participating. So I don't want to exclude them, but being a man, it hits a little different, and let me tell you why. A lot of times we talk about the man not sharing, the man not being vulnerable, and we talk about the inner child. And I hate to be this guy, but this is true. We also get beat up by our women too, with the you need to do, or else you're not a real man. You need to handle this, or else I'm not gonna respect you. So it's unfortunate. But if you go through 2 or 3 of these relationships, maybe some interactions or whatever, and then you meet the one, you might be a little afraid to be vulnerable to her because the women in your life has always told you to be the same way that men will tell you to be, women are telling you to be, TV is telling you to be.
Right.
What if I let loose and just tell somebody how I feel? It's a fear.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, the new woman, I have to guess if she's gonna be like that. If I open up, she might be like, "You being a little sassy, right? Like what? Like what are you doing? That ain't what men do."
Right.
And then that moment that you had that you might have been able to not suppress it, now it's packed back in even more.
Stuck you right in Pandora's box.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, right? And it's not sexy to say, but women go through stuff, but they don't have to go through that.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like women will go through hardship. They will go through, getting things out the mud, but they don't have to worry about somebody telling them you better do it in order for you to still to remain your womanhood, right? Like in order for you to be a real woman, you better keep pushing and doing it. Or
there's not much of an attack. There's no attack to it. It's just there's no attack to it because if it is to the point where they feel overwhelmed, then they get the support that they need behind it, right? Because
they don't, right? Because somebody will say, "Well, I don't have anybody." You don't have anybody, but you also don't have the world telling you shut up and deal with it.
Right.
Your validation as a woman doesn't matter if you don't suck it up. You're not getting that, right? They got a lot of other stuff.
The only way that they'll get that though, because let's be honest, right? We do have some men on social media that are very emotional, right? Like overly emotional. So when they see a woman going through struggles, they'll be the ones in the comments. Well, too bad we have to deal with you guys attacking us. So guess what? Deal with it.
And they become it's weird. It's
like you know what I'm saying. It's like they're trying to match energy. Like I get it. I get you're frustrated. I get you're tired of men being attacked. But you trying to match energy with a woman makes all of what they're saying true.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. The whole conversation of being sassy and the conversation. You know what I'm saying. Like when those things start happening, you make it seem true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. When you try to match energy with them. There's no point in matching energy. You already can't open up, and you're not willing to open up with the things that you're going through because of the things that you've been through and the experiences that you had. And now you're trying to match energy with women because you're pissed. that they
But you
that
know,
they're feeling the effects that men are feeling right now, and because they can express it and you can't, you are attacking them because of that. That's that same reason.
no, but look, here's the interesting thing, and it just hit me, right? If I feel like the women are attacking me, but I'm also a man who suppresses,
Hmm.
but then I go online and I find a group of men that are attacking them, then this now becomes my outlet.
Yep.
All of the stuff I've been holding in, now I have a place to direct the anger, to
Yeah.
direct all of this stuff. And if this group of people is doing it too, then I don't feel bad for doing it because they doing it. It's that herd mentality. Like, and that's where
Yeah.
that whole red pill thing came from. All of the men who here's the thing, right? People think that the red pill community is like a bunch of like there's men that call themselves alpha male.
Yeah.
No,
They're not.
the red pill community is all of the men who never got looked at. They
Yeah.
never they secretly held the resentment and they didn't know how to resolve it because maybe they didn't get picked or maybe some woman hurt them or they didn't have anywhere to put it because we're taught to suppress it.
Right.
And the red pill community says it's the women's fault. And they're like, oh my God, yes. Now I have a place to let it loose. But it's misdirected because you're still not working on you.
Yeah. They're
You're
still
just
holding on to
projecting
all
it
this
somewhere
stuff.
else.
Right. It's still being suppressed.
Yeah.
And this is why we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because they find various outlets to suppress the things that they need to work on, that they have to work on.
Yeah.
And instead of realizing, that's why I love the panel that we were on yesterday, because it's rare to see multiple men come up and express the fact that they actually put in the work, and they had to put in the work because they seen the fault in the fault that they had and the mistakes that they made, and they were able to actually recognize it and put the work in, because it's a rare thing, right?
Yeah.
When you see multiple men do it, it's rare because we're part of the anomaly. You know what I'm saying? We're part of the anomaly of men that don't that you know that actually did the work and went through the hardship to make ourselves better,
Yeah.
right? And us men are definitely called things that we shouldn't be called.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's because if we did the work is the reason why we're seen in a different light. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it bothers other men because, like, how are they capable of doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't
We're
do
a
this.
small community, man, but we trying to get this word out here. Cause here's the thing, right? What I learned in these travels of live streaming and being on different social media apps.
Hmm.
Some men that would normally suppress, that would normally, let's say be upset and blame others,
Hmm.
when they see men that they feel like they can respect opening up, then it almost gives them permission to do it. It's like they needed to
Yeah,
see someone else do it before they felt comfortable. And that happens a lot.
absolutely.
And that's why I think it's important to do things like this. Your platform, my platform, a lot of people we associate with platform, because a lot of men need to see this.
Yeah,
Um, see other men doing this that they can respect, right? Because if
yeah.
men that they don't respect, they won't care. But if they see that you're kind of like making moves, you're talking to them straight, they'd be like, you
Hmm.
know what? Because I've had this happen to me so many times over the years where a man was like, after watching your show, I think I need to have a conversation with my wife. I think I need to work on myself. But they would have
Yeah,
never did it if they didn't see another man saying that it was okay.
yeah. No, absolutely. Like, it's kind of like seeking validation without seeking validation. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things. Like, it just something clicks. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? When you see another man having that conversation, or multiple men having that conversation together, because that's even more powerful.
yep,
Even
yep,
see a room full of men having the conversation. There's no arguing, no egos in the way, no pride in the way. It's just
yeah,
regular conversation, and us
yeah,
opening up about our stories and our experiences. You know what I'm saying? And when we're able to do that, right? This is why the men's panel, when I try to do the men's panel, is so important, because I want to give men that space. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's possible, and if the time, when they have the time to come up, then we all come up and have a conversation. We can just put the gloves down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to show our toughness. We don't have to be the show the bravado. that people want us to show. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to do none of that stuff. Hey, Lala, I see you. And it's a good thing because it's hard. It's hard enough that we have to be tough all the time.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard enough that we have to show this strength that we were never even taught had a capacity. Like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's tough. That's not an easy thing to do. It's tough when we don't even know how to be resilient. Like,
Yeah.
we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have so many things that we're struggling with, and to see that men like me and you know what I'm saying, and like you like podcasts that was on the panel, and you know, like Steven that was on the panel, like to see that we can open up and be like, listen, we fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we made our mistakes. Like, we made
Yeah.
our mistakes, and we know that we made our mistakes, and we grew from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was it easy? No. Like, none of this
Yeah.
is easy, guys. Like, I tell you guys that every time I come live, nothing that we're doing is easy. Not even us coming up here is easy, because a lot of the time we trigger ourselves when we have these conversations.
Most
like,
times.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the message needs to be said. The message needs to be put out there. And the more men that are willing to come up and have these conversations, because I have a few of them that come in here all the time and ask questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'll answer the questions as best as I can with the time that I have. But it makes me feel good. Like you said, when they start asking the right questions and they're like, so what do I do if in this situation? I'm like, the best that you can.
Because you know what's unspoken most of the time, and I just had a guy come on my panel, and they're not going to put he said it publicly, and he's not my client, just for people that.
Okay.
But I had a guy come up, and he really was like torn about a breakup. Right? These are the things that we normally don't see, like broken up, and just couldn't figure out why, you know, she decided to leave him. And he, you know, the same thing that we hear women go through, right? He was very vocal about being on the fence of like trying to get her back, or she left him and she's already moved on, but he hasn't, and all of those things. We would never know this about a lot of men, like the torment that a lot of men go through, because we always look at, you know, the woman dealing with the breakup.
Right.
But when these men start really vocalizing it, it starts to humanize us in a way that we're not used to. Right? Society isn't used to looking at us as being a multi-layered human being, just a doer.
Right.
Do. And if you don't do enough, then you don't have any value. Do more. Do. And the human part is that there's so many men that are also suffering in silence because they're in relationships and they don't feel safe to talk. And let's say they break up. A lot of these dudes at home crying.
No, facts.
We would never know. So once you start to become more, and you know, and I know men, you don't have to spill your guts, but we got to get some kind of indicator that you're not good, so that you can have people around you support that. And this is what happened. Here's the magic that happens once you start to open yourself to yourself, then you give some of it to your partner. Then it starts to become something that she can understand where she fits into your life, versus you just being this one thing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times too, and let's talk about that, right? With them not opening up, it's just like her constantly running into a wall, right? Because she's not going to be able to get through. No matter how hard she tries, she's not going to be able to get through. If anything, she's going to bruise herself trying to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's bruised mentally, right? We're not talking about physical, guys. Let's just put that out there. We're not talking about physical. We're talking about the mental bruising, because it does happen. Because at some point, she's going to start to think that it's her fault, that he's not opening up, that she's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's not her. It's not the adult that's doing that. Let's put it out there. It's the inner child. It reverts back to the inner child. Because when you see somebody that starts to blame themselves for something that's not going right in a relationship, that's not the adult blaming themselves. Just want to put that out. I just want to repeat that real quick. It is not the adult doing that. It's the inner child. Think about two children fighting each other, and the one in the corner just mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she's just tapping him. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong with you? Talk to me. Talk to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
It's an unfortunate disconnect, right?
Yeah.
And I was gonna do a show about this, and maybe later on in time, but
Yeah.
the disconnect between a man and a woman, even when we talk about conflict and vulnerability and all of that, right?
Yeah.
There's a there's an innate thing in most men that we want to fix, right? We want to fix the situation.
Hmm.
So it's like a fixer versus a feeler,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like when a woman is dealing with something, she wants you to connect with her on whatever the issue is on a more emotional level. Like, do you feel how I feel? Like, I need you to come closer to me. In his mind is, I need to fix it. I need to fix it. So when he goes into fix it mode, he's almost dismissing her emotional needs.
Yeah.
Her emotional needs are muting down his need to fix.
Mm.
So now they're both like this.
Mm. Yeah.
And you will never, they will, most time he will never have the language to say, this is why I do it. Because to him, not all hymns, but some hymns, that fixing is his way to connect.
Yeah. Right.
But she needs him to connect in a way that she needs it. And that dialogue normally doesn't happen. And then they just, and he's like,
Really.
look. Did you see what I did? And she's like, yeah, but I need more from you.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and that's not how we're wired. I'm a fixer.
Right.
Most of us are. You tell me you got a problem. I'm like, okay, what we gotta do? Tell me
Right.
Tell me what. She was like, no. Did you hear what I said? Aren't you mad too? I'm like, yeah, we'll worry about mad later. Let's just fix it. Like, I don't need to feel that. I just need to thank you. But it's a dismissal.
Yeah. It kind
While
of
you're
creates
doing
it.
that.
It
Yeah.
kind of creates like a sort of grief in the relationship too, in a
Yeah.
sense, because like it feels like you're grieving the lack of emotion in the relationship. You're grieving the lack of communication. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Yeah.
things. There's a level of grief that comes with that, and I don't think people realize that, right? People think grief just comes with death, right?
Yeah.
And when losing somebody. No, you can grieve in your relationship.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Because if you're missing the connection, you're missing the relate,
Yeah.
having the relation in the
Yeah.
relationship, right?
Yeah.
Then
And so
that's
when you expound out what I just said, right? When you expand it out over time,
yeah,
if she feels neglected emotionally and his needing to fix doesn't hit where it needs to hit, eventually resentment's gonna set in.
absolutely,
Eventually, even more suppressing will happen.
right,
And now nobody's breaking through.
yeah,
And when that resentment set in because I feel like you don't get me, then I gotta cope.
right,
Somehow, some way, I gotta release it.
yeah.
Who's gonna catch it?
And it's usually an unhealthy way.
Yeah.
It's usually an unhealthy way. It's never really positive the way that they release it. Like, and there's many ways that you can release it in a positive way, right? Let's kind of talk about that real quick, because I feel like a lot of people, like, they'll come on here and think that we don't give them solutions, right? But we do.
Right.
So I feel like in regards to men, right? If you are a person that struggles with releasing that energy, releasing the emotions behind your struggles, boxing, the gym, like, you know what I'm saying, doing something productive outside of your norm, right? Because
Yeah.
because obviously you go to your norm, you're comfortable. Like, you have to find a place that's new, that's not something that's a part of your everyday routine, in a sense, right? So find something positive, like go to the gym, work out, hit the boxing ring, you know what I'm saying? Go for a run if it's not too cold outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do something productive to get to release that energy, something that's not of your norm, and maybe it can become a part of your routine.
And
Like, you know what I'm saying?
there's another type of man that very rarely gets spoken about, and
What
that's
you
the
got?
man who doesn't express anger.
Oh,
He's so broken that he don't even have the energy to be angry. He just be like, you know what, whatever, just whatever you say.
the dismissive ones.
Just
Yeah,
just what I got to do to make it go away.
like,
I don't even need to go to the damn gym. I just need quiet. Just oh, you want me to do? Okay, let me go do that real quick. You good? Okay, cool. Thank you. Whew.
even though in the back of his head he's like, can't she just shut the fuck up?
Piss the hell off. Piss off. pissed off
I'm just
and
pissed
he
off.
can't say it.
Yeah, he
Because
can't.
then
Yeah.
that means the conflict grows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so he has to suppress how
Mm-hmm.
he feels because he does not think he has an audience for his feelings. He
Right,
has
Lala.
to then become the emotional labor for her feelings while
Yeah.
he keeps his inside. And what she sees, sometimes, not all, but sometimes she sees, okay, he agrees with me. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's not.
Because they don't think so. They think in the basic aspect, right? Like they don't go too far with it, like you like basically how you explained. Because if he's like, all right, what do I gotta do to fix it? All right, that's the basic aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking that he's pissed. They're not
Yeah.
thinking that he's upset. They're just like, all right, he's trying to find a solution. All right, let me give him the solution.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work. And then come to find out, he's really struggling for real. Like he's
we're just kind of we're going through the topic, but we still kind of talking, right? We just talking,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So let me
absolutely.
tell you something that I thought about that I'm also going to implement in my coaching for people who get into relationships or whatever. But you know how when we had the community and all the and we would come in and do a post or whatever, and we'll ask people what's their number from 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would tell you where they were in their day, and then sometimes they would tell you why.
Right.
What if couples did this?
Mm.
When they wake up in the morning or when they get off from work, what's your number, babe? I'm a
Right.
2. Oh, well, I'm a 9. Okay, cool. So now the 9 gets to see that they may have to make concessions until that person's number comes back up.
Right.
I
Oh,
was like that, because
that's
this
crazy.
allows you to not have to throw up as a man. You can just give her the number, and sometimes just the number alone lets her know where you are and how she needs to approach you, and vice versa,
Right.
right? Because
Hmm.
sometimes both people are 2s at the same time, but at
Yeah.
least at least now, right?
Yeah.
Instead
Right.
of him being, we're reversing because they're gonna think we woman bashing.
Mm.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so if she's a 2 and
Mm-hmm.
he's a 9,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then he won't try to pull her unnecessarily in the direction he needs to pull her in because he knows she's at a 2. She might need some
Right.
time to herself. She might need to do whatever it is for her to get out of her funk.
Right.
Baby, you a 2. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help because I need that 2 to come up. Like
Right.
what's going on? And then now she has the opportunity to say, well, you know what? At work today, this happened. Where you may not have gotten that before.
Right.
So
No, no,
I
that's
think
fair.
it's an easy way in for people who aren't necessarily as vocal
Yeah.
and just say, you know what, today, babe, work, I think I'm like a 1.
It starts the conversation.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
starts the
I
conversation.
thought about that this week and I was like, you know what? We've been
That's
doing
smooth.
this all of these years, but we never applied it in our homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, this,
That's
yeah,
kind of like the what is it? The check-ins,
yeah,
right? A lot of people
yeah,
don't do them.
yeah,
They don't do check-ins. They don't check in on each other to see where we are, where they are mentally, or
yeah,
where they are emotionally. You know what I'm saying? If they're struggling with something, what's the
right.
fight?
And
You
so
know
I
what I'm
thought about
saying?
that, right? And I was like, when we do a check-in, it's kind of invasive, right? Like now I'm kind of on the spot and I got to share. Some people won't
But
do that. But
yeah,
if you say, give me your number, then it kind of hopefully breaks that ice a little bit
yeah. No,
for the
that's I
people,
like that.
mainly men, who don't want to tell you anything, but you
Right.
can visually see that he's just like this. And you'd be like, babe,
Yeah.
what's wrong? And he'd be like, nothing. He'd be like, so you're not going to talk to me? And then it becomes this thing where you ain't going to never get it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that it was something that we do,
That's
but
smooth
we
though. I
never
like that.
put it in this use case for people
Mm.
who may not necessarily be the type to be vulnerable and tell you everything. But that too at least lets me know, or let's say the woman lets her know to stop pushing, stop trying to make him do.
Stop poking at. Stop
He's a
poking
2.
at him.
He's a
Yeah.
2. He's a 2. He's a 2.
Like.
Just sit, go get him his Hennessy and let him sit for a minute
Get him a little bit of whiskey
because
and
he
you'll be
told
all
you
right.
he's a 2.
No, I like that though. That's smooth. That's smooth. That's a good idea, bro. That is a good idea. One of the things I want to actually talk about, right? How the unprocessed trauma like leaks into your identity in a
Mhm.
sense, right? And it kind of creates that mask that men put on. Like, I know we
Mhm.
kind of briefly touched on it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But one of the things that I do notice with a lot of men is the validation level that they look for because
Mhm.
they don't get it at home
Mhm.
is through the roof.
Yep.
Like through the roof, right? And this is not me attacking men. Let's put this on. I'm just putting that out there. It's just what I visually see on an everyday basis. Okay, because it's a little ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, now the validation that they look for is not the validation most men would want to look for. Like
Yeah.
they look for fights
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Like, like they look to fight for people. Like, it's the weirdest thing for me. Like, when I see it, I'm just like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that do for you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a momentary feeling that you're gonna have, and after you get
Yeah.
offline, there's nothing that you can do with that energy.
Yeah.
You're just holding on to it.
Yeah. That's the equivalent to, punching something, right? They looking for a way for that ego to kind of be, in a way, the fights make that ego, it make it feel like maybe in some cases you better than,
Yeah,
you get to project that energy somewhere else
right.
other than maybe your wife at home or whatever. You get to push, because these dudes online, some of them are married, some of them are, you know what I mean, they need a way, because, and it's unfortunate, right, when you talk about trauma, right?
Hmm.
So when you talk about being triggered, right, which is one of the topics of the show, right?
Hmm.
You get triggered, and let's talk. And I know we spend a lot of time on men, but we a special
This,
special creature here.
yeah,
When we get triggered, not that all women know what to do with it, but they handle the emotions of it differently than we do.
right.
So if we are trained to always keep it muted down, when we get triggered, we're going to take it like a man, but most of the time that energy gets redistributed somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
And a lot of times it doesn't happen in our household because we don't want our household to be disrupted by any kind of conflict. And so we find other ways to, and sometimes that's fighting people online in the comments. Sometimes that's, you know, finding somebody else to talk to. Um,
Yeah,
sometimes that's because the tools and the skills to regulate it are missing.
yeah.
And so when it's missing, there's only a couple things
That
that
did.
we know gonna make us feel good. We're gonna be angry. We're gonna go find somebody to rub on. It's like a couple things that we know, instead of processing it, we just
Yeah,
react.
right.
It's a human thing to do, right? Women do it too, but men, we do not a lot of us, we don't have any tools. We don't have no girlfriends to call. Our boys ain't no help. They're gonna be like, dude, all you need to do is just go to the strip club and you'll be fine. And that's the solution. There ain't no phone calls talking about I'm hurting. You
Right.
you just going. Is that
But it's
what?
the truth. But it's the truth though. Are you good?
Is that? Can you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the little.
Why is
It
it
was like
doing this?
it's like a
Somebody's
little
trying to
hissing.
call.
No, we're good now. I don't hear nothing no more. You're good.
That's weird.
No, you're good.
Someone's anyway. Keep talking. I'll figure this out in a minute.
So real quick, so I want to play that video that he sent me. I'm gonna play that real quick. I just want you guys to hear this because it's an important piece of why we even did this live to begin with. Honestly. I love my life. And I looked at him and he said, "Why
Oh,
you
I
looking
see
at
what
me
it
like
is.
that?" I said,
Sorry.
"Because I can't say that." He said, "What do you mean you can't say it?" I said,
Start it over again.
I got you. I love what I do. My mentor says to me in the conversation, "I love my life." And I looked at him and he said, "Why are you looking at me like that?" I said, "Because I can't say that." He said, "What do you mean you can't say it?" I said, I don't love my life. I love what I do. I don't love my life.
It became so disruptive in me because each pursuit for me, whether it was a book, a message, or a company, was also avoidance from me dealing with what I had suppressed. I appreciate you sharing that, brother, because I often say there's no freedom in a facade. And we wear the Superman uniform, but we forget that Lois Lane, she fell in love with Clark Kent, come on, brother, not Superman. Come on. We end up living in that cage or making this unfulfilled life our home. That all we are meant and we were created to do was rescue other people and fight for them and help everyone find themselves. And then you start saying, there's no place for me in this life. My mentor says,
Can I tell you, I watched that like 10 times back to back because I felt every bit of that. Like every bit of that. I know exactly what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? To be able to just walk around knowing that you just don't, half of the time, don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's as real as it gets. That's as real as it gets. Now, this is not me now, right? But this was me back then. Like, I had many moments where I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what I did. I'm happy. Like when I'm around people, I'm cool. I'm happy. I'm able to operate. But that was also a mask that I put on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it felt good momentarily. It was a momentary thing. But
Yeah.
when I got home, like, you know what I'm saying? When I took that mask off, that was the end of that.
Yeah.
I'm back to feeling not worthy. Don't feel like
Yeah.
a man.
That's real.
Feel like the worst father in the world. All these things, but I'm labeling these things myself. People are not even giving me these labels. It's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's real because, you know, like I said, we are conditioned to be doers. A lot of times that turns into overworking ourselves. A lot of times that turns into us having to put on that Superman cape for everything around us but ourselves. And we keep it inside, and sitting with the real us becomes scary.
Yeah.
Because it requires you to that version, the real version of you to have an identity. And your identity then becomes the external stuff. Even if the external stuff is validating to you, you still not. And that's why we do the work we do as coaches, because
right.
if we don't love that person, you're gonna erode on the inside, and nobody will see it coming.
No, facts.
And this is the part two. And I again, a lot of times what he was talking about not loving his life, but still existing in the, like, it looked like he was a public speaker on stage doing all kind of stuff.
Right.
Just imagine, right, being that popular, but not being happy. You walking across stage, everybody's telling you you're amazing, and you're not happy within yourself. And this is the unfortunate part, right? And I think that this is not gender specific, but imagine feeling like that, doing all the things, taking care of everything that you can in your head, right? And then your significant other comes in the door and be like, so why you didn't and what's going on? Why didn't you? And now you like, I didn't need this today. But I also did not have the language to say I'm a 2.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
it's an unfair thing, but that spouse only sees you sitting on the couch.
No, that's fair.
When there's things to be done, but you're sitting on the couch. So they're like, I'm over here doing something. What do you do? What?
Yeah.
But you got to be able to, like I said, that whole number, I'm gonna be using the hell out of that. I'm gonna tell you right now, because if that man knew that he didn't have to throw up everything and all he had to do was give you a number to start with, it makes a big
It makes a hell of a lot of sense, honestly.
Like, because I was that guy.
Yeah.
Must have been, where we do everything, we take care of everything, and then we are so beaten down from life, and our significant other comes in and says, "What's wrong?" You be like, "I'm good. I'm all right." And just, yeah, I'm good. You sure? They know.
Of course they know.
For you to say it.
Yeah, they just want you to say it.
Just I'm good. I'll get to it in a minute. And and they always know.
Of course.
They may not know what it is, but they know you.
But they know
yourself.
there's
Yeah.
something wrong. Like your energy's
So if he
off.
could say I'm a 2,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you have a dialogue right now. But again, like I said, it allows her to say, okay, you know what? I get it. Do you need some time? Do you need some water? Whatever. And then he could do the same thing for her, because she may come in and say I'm a 1, and he may be an 8, and he doing this thing, you know, and he's handling his business. He playing his video games. He's mowing the lawn, and she's just like, I'm a 1. What's your number, babe? I'm a 1. All right, hold on. Let me turn this lawnmower off. You need me to do something?
Right.
That's powerful, yo.
That's huge.
Because my wife will tell you, I never told her what was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an easy thing to even speak about. You know, like you said, like when you've been in multiple relationships where you're really never able to express that stuff, right? And then you find that person that's allowing you to express it. You know what I'm saying? And you still don't feel comfortable, even though they're giving you that space to express it. You're just like, you're not even utilizing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're constantly trying to get you to utilize it, like use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Use it.
But we're so in sync now. She'll come home and see me. She be like, babe, put your clothes on. We about to go somewhere. Right. Like that's who because she can see it. And she's like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Whatever it is, you ain't even got to tell me. We about to go out somewhere. We gonna get in the car.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But that took a lot to get there though, because I was I got it, dude. And I wasn't trying to.
We've had conversations on the back end about it, so I know. Yeah. I know. So I'm proud of you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that's not an easy thing to even implement, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I brought the conversation yesterday about, you know, marriages feel like they'll be married, but they're not in a relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like nothing's being worked on, they're not trying to change, they're not trying to elevate anything in the marriage. It's just they're just surviving.
Because we talked a lot about men suppressing, but on the adverse side of it, on the other side of it, the woman at a lot of times will get so fed up that she don't even want to, you know, she's suppressing too.
Right.
You got 2 suppressors in the house. It's roommates.
Facts.
Ain't nobody sharing nothing. We not having we just, you know, going past each other. Oh, you gonna go over here in the house, and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna play my video games. You're gonna go do whatever, and then you go to sleep and you wake up, and then next thing you know, it's 5 years later.
Yeah.
Y'all not necessarily relationship and happy, but you know that person, the bills are getting paid.
Yeah, I got that title.
You got the title. The kids are in school. We just going, you know what? We just gonna stick it out until they graduate. And that's normally what happens. I get so many people that come to me that they've been married for 15 years, 20 years, and they're like, yeah, man, it was over a year too, but I stayed until the kid graduated.
Yeah. I've had a couple of friends that did that recently too. They was just like, yeah, I'm finally getting a divorce. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it was a shocker because I'm like, because it's not really a conversation that you're ready to have with your friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one of those conversations that you ever want to have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting a divorce. Like, what do you mean you're getting a divorce? Like, you know, y'all been together for all these years. You're getting a divorce now?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I just feel like,
because I know in real time, I know what it feels like to like be in a household where things are a little off.
Yeah.
But we still cool. Right. It's another thing to like be miserable every day for 20 years.
Yeah.
I can't conceive of, you know how sometimes people will have, you know, they'll have bad moments and then they'll go through a you know, we're good. But for somebody to say, yeah, 15 of those 20 years, I was miserable and unhappy every day.
Just go down a slope. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can't. I know sometimes I'm no judge. I'm not the person's judge, but I know sometimes you want the kid to have 2 parents in the house and you want to, you know, the kid is 2 and you got to wait till 18. That's a lot of years of misery and like resentment and then they be like, oh, well, you know, she do what she want to do and I do what I want to do. We just, you know, we live in the same house and we ain't going to get divorced until. That's a hell of a life to have, man.
Yeah, and it like and it makes it even worse because it's
Mm.
like nobody's working on each other. They're not
Yeah.
working on themselves. You know what I'm saying? The marriage is not working. The relationship's not working. Nobody's doing anything to grow. They're just stagnant. You know what I'm
I
saying? It's
know
just
it happens every day, and I
like,
cannot judge. I know people,
of
whatever,
course,
but
yeah, but the conversation still needs to happen.
yeah,
Right? Regardless of what people think and how they view the conversation, right? What's real is what's real. The
yeah,
conversation needs to be had. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. People are afraid of uncomfortable conversations. They're afraid of actually putting that stuff out there because they know that's the realism of it. Yes, a lot of marriages have suppressed behavior. There's a
right.
lot of suppressed behaviors in marriages. There's a lot of suppressed behaviors in relationships. That's why you have people that are in a relationship for 10, 10, 15 years and they never get married.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's a lot of suppressed behavior
yeah,
and within that relationship or marriage. A lot of people that are married are in relationships, are not in relationships. They're just surviving,
yeah,
roommating, like you said.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is. They just like, all right.
And it's very, very easy to fall into being roommates. It's
Yeah,
very easy that happens
right.
when you know that you got a lot of things commingled, and even if things aren't great, you've learned how to function.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people sleep in separate bedrooms
Yeah,
and they function.
right,
They don't necessarily want to get divorced, but they learn how to function.
right.
And that functioning could be debilitating, but at the same time, maybe you don't want your family and friends to know that y'all having issues. Maybe
True.
it's just better than
Right.
nothing. At least
Right.
I
I
got
mean,
somebody, you
that
know?
that's fair. That's fair, but at what cost?
Oh, there's a huge cost. You
Like, you know what I'm
we see
saying?
these
Like,
people, and I say these people very affectionately because I love all of y'all. We see these people when they come out of it and what damage has been done
yeah,
because they dealt with it for so long. And then it creates a whole nother version of you that's not even dateable anymore.
right.
And so that's it's unfortunate. And again, I can't judge because if I didn't heal, I might have been like that too.
That would have been me. I'll be
I would
honest.
have, I would have, I won't, I
Like,
don't think I would have stayed somewhere for 10 and 20 years, but I definitely would have had a whole bunch of toxic attachments all over
I
the
stayed
place.
in a relationship for 6 years. Okay,
Hmm.
with the mother of my kids.
Hmm.
In the process of me going through what I was going through. Okay, we both had a conversation about this already. We were not in the best place to be in a relationship, but we had 2 children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, and then when we broke up, we were still living together.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing, but when we got to the house, nobody's allowed in this house but us two.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was what it was. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. When I
So
was in my first marriage that only lasted like a year and a half, we was in the same house for a time when it was like we filled out the divorce papers
mhm,
and let the process go. We were still in the same house. Like,
yeah,
and
it
I'm
just
saying a lot of times people will just stay.
yeah,
They won't even like sever it. They'll just be in that element, even though it's kind of toxic, even though
mhm,
you ain't really, they going to do their thing, you're doing your thing, and then they stay like for years.
right. And then it was just like, and we made the decision. It was like it was time. It's time to really call it quits. Like, it was time for us to really go our separate ways, and we did
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not. And we think we look about it. We look at it now. We're older, right? We're in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? But now that we're in our 30s, damn near close to our 40s, like we look at it now, like, damn, we were just a bunch of young dumb motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know anything about life. We didn't know what we were doing. We just know that we had 2 kids together and we had to make sure these kids were good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's then and we had that hard conversation, but it's like one of those
Yeah.
things that now that we see our mistakes, we're trying to rectify the damage that it did to our children.
Yep.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Because it did do damage. And
Yeah.
and it did cause some things that
Yeah.
made things not easy, right? So we're trying to rectify that damage and having those tough conversations with our children now that they're old enough to comprehend what's going on. We're trying to have that conversation so that when they get older, it doesn't cause damage to them as adults.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's not an easy conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
to speak to them about the things that we suppressed, right? Just so that way they can survive, even though they heard all the fighting and the arguing and the yelling and the screaming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't ignore that. We're all in the same house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unfortunately, we have to have this conversation because they heard everything.
Yeah. And you know, it's unfortunate when we talk about suppressing and triggers and regulating. I like the fact that we're now able to kind of speak about it intelligently. We're able to be vocal about it. But when you think about it, we didn't have a fighting chance at being open because of who our parents were and who their parents were.
Agreed. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we wanted to follow suit, and we're in 2025, 2026 with everything else that's flying around with social media, who would we be if we kept towing that line in this new era? It doesn't work.
No, listen, we would have got canceled. That's what we would have.
It doesn't work. It's unfortunate. And you know, a lot of us will go to our parents and say, "Hey, I was hurt," and they'd be like,
"Yeah, I don't know what to tell you." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't realize it. Like, even if I did realize it, I did what I could with what I had. Like, and that's why I don't put that. I never put that on my. I never put that on my mom because it was just like my dad was a different story. You know, that he moved. We moved to Rhode Island and he ended up having a whole other family. So that's another conversation for another day. But like, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to my mom, I didn't put that on her. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why would I?
Yeah,
I was the one kid that she had that actually understood all of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That she had to work, she had to do all these things. I was more independent than most kids that's young. That was the youngest child.
Yeah.
I was just doing my own thing. I knew how to cook, I knew how to clean, I knew how to do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really need her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to put it on my mom until I looked at her parents.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's all she knew. That's all she knew to this day. Like, emotions are hard for her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna hear this. Emotions are hard. She on Facebook, but when she hears me talk about her, she'll have like that baby boomer moment where they're like, and then she'll think about it. She'll be like, you know what, Derrick, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, we have those. I've had those conversations with my mom, and my mom is different though. Like, she's like, I feel like she now, right? She kind of let her hair down a little bit, right? Because now she's laughing and she's joking around and she's doing all these things. But before, she wasn't like that. So when people, when my nieces and my nephews and my kids experience my mom now, I'm just like, who the fuck are you? Like, because I'd never met this person. Like, I don't know who this person is. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoy this person now because I'm an adult. So it's just like, all right, you know, like, you can let your hair down. You've done enough for everybody, right?
Yep.
She was kind of like the matriarch. Like, she did everything for everybody. Anybody that needed something, my mom had the door open for everybody. So like, she had to suppress a lot of her stuff to make sure everybody else was good. But now that everybody else is grown, she doesn't have to do that anymore.
You can have,
you know what I'm saying? So she's just like kind of letting her hair down and just being that jokester that she is, and just, you know, living her life the best that she could. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and seeing her open up, you know what I'm saying, and realizing that, you know, she does have things that she got to work on because she watches my show. You know, my aunt watches my show, so they see the things that I talk about, and they're like, you know, you're right. Like, the things that you talk about is real. Like, that we do need to focus on. I like, yeah, of course we do, but at the time, you guys wanted me to compromise all of this shit. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you guys understood that you wanted me to compromise this off the strength of you guys didn't want to deal with my sibling.
Yeah.
And you put that energy on me to have to suppress all my stuff down to deal with somebody I didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, but not, you know, that's out in the open, and I don't keep my mouth closed about it, they don't even attempt to do it anymore. It
Yeah.
was just like, you know what, you're right. This is not your problem. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll just kind of like push away from it. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but this conversation, guys, I know we could talk about this for hours, like honestly, but I don't want to take too much of Derrick's time, and I literally got out of work and ate and jumped on, so I definitely need some downtime for sure. Do you have any closing remarks for the folks?
Just on this particular topic, right? When you're talking about suppressing trauma versus regulating, suppressing hurts. Regulating doesn't mean the absence of hurt. It just means that you're able to process through it so that it does not affect you as much. Some of us are holding so much pain and hurt that it turns us into something else. And then that something else isn't just about you. It then becomes how you parent, how you work, so it's imperative that you get the information and the tools and the know-how to regulate yourself and to become more resilient so that your go-to isn't just to keep pushing it down, because it becomes a pressure cooker. Eventually, something's going to happen. And that something that happens isn't anger a lot of times. A lot of times it's you diving inward and sometimes isolating, sometimes doing, things that we don't want to do to ourselves, right? To make us deal with it. And so my sentiment is dealing with it in an unhealthy way is a way of life for a lot of us. And we will never be the person that we're meant to be if we're always muting it down with other people, with alcohol, with drugs, with whatever it is to make you feel like you're feeling better. The problem with putting a Band-Aid on it is that you're never going to heal. You're always going to have to find a new Band-Aid. And that then becomes your life. And that shouldn't be your life. You should be able to live your life unapologetically you. And that's hard for a lot of us to be. It took me a long time to be unapologetically me, to not care about other people. And I know that's difficult for people. But once you get there, when things happen to you. So, and I was thinking, just real quick, I was thinking about this earlier, right? If we become vulnerable to ourselves, within ourselves, we learn ourselves, we understand, like all of the stuff we do on this healing journeys, right? Understanding yourself, regulating yourself, owning your shit, right? Once you do that, then when you meet another person and they you've already owned it. So they can't bruise you in the way that you were in the past because you've already accepted it. You can talk about it now without feeling all of that anguish anymore. You can be vocal about it because they may unknowingly trigger something, but I've already owned it. That's what I call the Eminem 8 Mile effect. The only way he won, he just talked about all of his issues, and the guy didn't have nothing to trigger.
Nope.
He didn't have nothing to trigger. And that's internally how we have to live. Hope, in a perfect world, we own our stuff. Yeah, things are going to hurt, but I understand me better. So when someone tries to attack me, whether they know it or they don't, it's not going to put me in a state where I can't function. Because I've already owned it. So that's all I got, man.
But it's facts though. But that right there, that's a whole nother topic. First of all, let's put that out there. Because that right there is facts. Like and this is something that I tell people all the time. Like you have to be willing to put all your eggs in the basket, right? Put all your eggs in the basket. Whether that one of those eggs crack or not is really all on you, right? Yeah, and you own up to all your shit. Take accountability to the stuff that you need to take accountability on, right? Be aware of the things that you have to learn the lesson on, right? Gain the experience and the wisdom behind it, so that way nobody can hold that against you.
Yeah, that what? Just real quick, we'll talk about men.
Yeah,
I won't share because she may hold something that I told her against me. Well, what if you already reconciled with your inner child?
Yeah.
Okay, you can try, but I already know that I had this happen before. Like I've already done the work.
Yeah.
So now you can say, oh well, you told me that Your dad left you when you were little. Yeah, I know. I've talked to you about it many times. What else you got? Like I already know. Like I'm good.
Yeah, like I've already figured. I already
You can
figured this out.
try, but
Like,
it's not going to. That's like our worst fear is like they're going to use it against me. Not if I've already reconciled it.
yeah, if you
That
put in the
doesn't mean
work,
it may not necessarily affect me or hurt me, but I'm not going to be
but you could be
going.
able to you could be
Yeah,
able to
like
minimize
yeah,
it.
I've already reconciled my abandonment wounds. Well, that's
Right.
why your mama left you. Okay, I already know that. Thank you. We good. Like what else you got? I might
Yeah.
not be with you no more after you try to do that, but but
Like,
I've already reconciled that. You can't hurt me now. The only person that can
facts.
hurt me is me.
Right. Exact. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. And when we get to that point, when you get to that point, I promise you, it feels good. Right. I
Yeah,
know they say the grass. You know, when they talk about the grass is green on the other side, it is.
yeah.
It
When
is.
you embrace those flaws, then you get to go outside and be yourself.
Yeah. Can't nobody
And
tell
then
you anything.
yeah, and then you'll find out that there's people like you out there that you can connect with because they're also flawed and they don't give a damn. And you'll be like, these are my people.
Right. Exactly. And just embrace your flaws. Be intentional with all of it.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid of it, right? Don't run from it. Let it make you uncomfortable so
yeah,
that way you can grow.
yep,
Right? Can't nobody stop you once you just take it all in.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Now, you did explain the tools. You need the tools because if you are going to take it all in, you need to know how to suppress, how to
yep,
handle what you're
yep,
about to take in.
yep,
Right?
yep,
So, coaching, therapy, take it in.
yep,
Grab
yep,
some books. If you're a reader, there's plenty of self-help books. I have a few of them on my Amazon author page. Grab them. The Monumental, you know what I'm saying? The Mirror Labyrinth. Grab the journal if you need to grab the journal. The journal helps. You know what I'm saying? It kind of gives you a routine to
yep.
keep going towards, so that way you can move and operate better. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
don't
saying?
don't have the audacity to think that you know everything
No,
because we don't.
we don't.
You're
Like,
probably going to need help.
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I rather you be a forever student than anything else, right?
Yep.
Because you're going to continue to grow, you're going to continue to learn, you're going to continue to be better. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody stop you once you're on that path. Like, the only person that can stop you is you
Yep.
once you're on that path. So just keep doing what you're doing. If you guys need any assistance, reach out to us. You know what I'm saying? Derrick has plenty of stuff for you. I'm working on building my catalog. I got quite a few things already, but I got some things in the works for you guys. I promise you. 2026, it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna
Yep.
be a good year for Monumental overall. So just make sure you guys tune in with both of us. Make sure you guys are following him on YouTube and on TikTok. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? His links are in my bio. So if you guys want to go grab his links in my bio, make sure you go do so. For the people that are watching the replay, I post a hell of a lot of snippets. So if you guys can't watch the whole live, it's fine. We're gonna have snippets of everything all across the board: YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Monumental Podcast. I made sure everything fits and everything
Yep.
is the same. Is uniform now. You know what I'm saying? So everything is uniform now. It's no longer unlock potential. It's no longer King of Self Love. Even though my TikTok is King of Self Love, but I don't really go on there like that. So the other platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Monumental Podcast. Make sure you guys are following all platforms. Make sure you guys are, commenting, liking, sharing. I see a lot of new people are showing their faces on the different platform, which is dope. I
Yep.
appreciate that. Twitch is new to the family. So I appreciate everybody that's on Twitch that's watching right now. I did have quite a few people over there that also subscribe to my Twitch. So make sure you guys are doing that if you haven't done that yet, at Monumental Podcast on Twitch. We're definitely pushing, as we're trying to push as far as possible with this,
Mhm.
right? You know what I'm saying? Derrick has been with me since the beginning. He's seen where I came from and where it is now. And I've already had that conversation with him and Hormiga. Like, listen, TikTok, I might be done with it for good. like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm sticking around with it for a little bit, but I'm definitely trying to migrate people,
Yeah.
off of it because it's very anyway, it's tough.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen to it, so we might as well just be prepared anyway. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So I will see you guys tomorrow though, because I do got 2 lives to do tomorrow. I got the Inside Your Mental with Earl Jackson, and then I have the other men's mental health live that I'm doing tomorrow night. So make sure you guys tune in. It's gonna be another one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep pushing as much as I can to put the content out, to just raise the awareness. We appreciate you, Tanya. Always, you already know. And yeah, guys, in a world full of negativity, make sure y'all choose love and love on purpose. Keep life simple. Love is the glue. Respect is the flavor. You dig, you dig, you dig. Make sure y'all live within your value energy. And I pity the fool who doesn't mind their mental. Peace.